Well, we did it. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And I'm happy that you are here too. So, y'all know how in the past we've done mono printing, jelly plate printing with plain white baby powder, body powder, whatever, and using graphite powder. I will do my best to find the videos and link to them in the upper right hand corner and in the description box below the video for those older things. And I was thinking about it. I thought, you know what? The graphite added, black spots, dark spots, because when it's combined close together, it's basically black and not necessarily a gray. And then the white powder, of course, is white and it leaves white speckles. And I thought, well, I wonder if I could alcohol ink some of that white body powder. After shower powder. So that's what we're doing. And I've just got a couple different brands, few different brands, I don't know. There is a list of ingredients in the description box below the video, along with hopefully those links I have aforementioned. Anywho, so powder clumps up when it gets wet because that's what it does. It's to dry moisture. Okay, so it's going to take a few minutes to work in the color. Now, I thought the orange would look rusty. Okay, so I'm just went with 4 different colors. The brown comes out a very tan, well, not very tan. It comes out a Caucasian tan looking-ish color-ish. It's very pale, beige even. I don't know. Anyway, I wish it was darker. And I'm thinking I should have added some black or some other colors in there to make it darker. But I wanted it brown. I didn't want it black because if I wanted black, then I'd just use graphite powder, right? Which we will be using some of that shortly. Anywho, so you put your alcohol ink in there. And I would go with less powder. Because, you might not want to do this. Oh, and the dust mask. Because it's dusty. It's a powder, y'all. And no open flames. Extinguish those candles, y'all. On account of powder, any kind of powder can ignite because it is in a dry form and it's powdery and it's, very, very combustible. Okay? Here's the brown. That's a Havana brown and pinata brand alcohol ink. Anywho, it takes a little bit to get it worked in there. And of course, portions of the video are sped up, especially when we get into the actual mono printing portion. And I did let this dry for a few days, over weekend even. I set them up in a cabinet so that they were closed and not in the sunshine and not necessarily being blowed around, okay, in a cabinet. And when I pulled them back out, I just kind of crunched up any bits that seemed like they were clumped together. Scrunched them up, smooshed them around, junk like that. So this was kind of an ongoing project, and I think I was just pointing to on my silicone mat there, that pink, that is from the fuchsia alcohol ink of the is it Craft's Artskills? Anyway, ingredients. That one's very stainy indeed. Okay? And sometimes your lids may get a little stuck because alcohol ink does tend to have some kind of a resin in it. I don't know what kind it is. I don't know. I'm not a chemicist. Oh, don't you just love words? Anyway, so this is some old Delusions paint that I took out of the tubs it was in, put it into bottles, and mixed it up with water, matte medium, and whatever, so I could get it fluidized, so I could use it. And I'm trying, y'all, to use this old paint. I think it just keeps multiplying. Okay. Okay. Oh, and September is Jelly Arts challenge month. I don't know. They've over on their website. If I can think of it, I will try to link of it. They have a list of different prompts this year for the whole month of September. Can you believe it's September already? Anywho, I have cardstock and a couple different kinds of copy weight printer paper. Okay, so I don't know which is which. You know. Anyway, different colors, and I'm trying to make some base coated papers first. And when you first start monoprinting, they say warm your plate up. It doesn't actually warm up, literally heat temperature wise, because August is still hot. Ha ha! It's still hot into September. Just saying. Anyway, you get to working on it and stuff like that. And this is a big, what is it, like 12 by 14 or something? I don't know. And it has stains on it. Don't freak out, because graphite definitely will stain. Alcohol inks can't. Yeah, everything can. It doesn't necessarily, I wouldn't guarantee it, because that's not my genre. It should not mess your plate up. It should still work just fine as long as you don't have little divots and whatnots in it. So to mix your colors on the plate, you just take your brayer and you smoosh them around like I'm doing with the brayer there, instead of just rolling back and forth. You kind of swish it good. Anyway, and I get one sheet and then a portion of a sheet, and then I'm using deli paper to just kind of clean up the edge. I am trying to keep my hands clean. It didn't work, but yeah, it happens. And I'm not doing anything real precise. I'm a kind of a haphazard kind of girl. Y'all know that. Artist, poet, girl. That's me. That yellow's kind of thick, isn't it? Yeah. It's almost a full body. Anyway, that's red, but it looks very orange. I guess it would be orange if you mixed it with yellow. Bless my heart, y'all. Oh, the basics of color mixing. Sometimes I have a grasp, and sometimes I don't. Anyway, we will have a flip through at the end of all our prints and pulls and our brayering off paper. And I think I even included a shot of the deli paper there with all the little lines on it, because, it can be interesting too. And sometimes I get too much paint on the plate, and sometimes I don't. And I use a very liquidy, watery type gold metallic. It doesn't look real gold. I mean, it just doesn't. But it sure adds this interesting shimmer like. So now I'm drying the plate, drying it, with my hand there, fanning it so to dry. And we're fixing to start using some of our alcohol inked body powder. This particular one is pink. I mean, it's what fuchsia does. When it mixes with white, it becomes a pink. And the orange is orange, and it looks pretty cool rust. Anyway, and I think I'm just scrooching all of them on there. I don't know what's going to look good, and it all depends on the color of the paint you put on top. See, there's that really watery, liquidy gold. Okay? Okay. So, it had a paint booger in it. Need to use these old paints, y'all. I don't know why they keep multiplying. Brayer off. And please, when you put your brayer down, put it so that the brayer rubber part is up in the air so it doesn't dry and accidentally stick to your paper, because that can be kind of a mess to clean off. And my brayer does have paint boogers on it, and so it's not smooth. I clean them every once in a while. How often is every once in a while? I don't know. Once a year, once every other year. I don't know. when I feel like it, I guess. So, not too shabby. A lot of these, and this is my opinion, and y'all know, y'all have come across this with your own artwork and other people's artwork. Sometimes photos and video just aren't that great. It's like, yeah, that's okay, but in real life, they look so much better. Oh, let me tell you about this white. This is just a craft paint. I think it's an apple barrel. Okay, don't quote me on that because I use various brands. Anyway, it likes to stick to this particular printing plate. Okay, it doesn't act this way on some of my other plates. They're all gelli arts, but you know, I don't know. So when I pull it off, don't be surprised when you see a lot of white still on there. It like coats it or something. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it's just that particular. I think it is just that white because I've used other whites and I don't get the same thing. Anyway, now's not the time to explore that, is it? Anyway, a lot of these really do look really cool in real life. Okay, first eyeball view. All right. Some of them will look okay-ish on the screen, and some will look better in the photographs. And there's only a few of them that I'm really not pleased with. Okay, I'm just not that happy with. But we all know when you cut them down, they look Buddha miss. Or you add, because I'm not using any stencils today. Yeah, can add stencil works and stamps and doodles and all that and use it for collage paper, you know. There's the graphite because I'm like, I just want some graphite because that's the orange. Okay. Remember the dust mask, y'all. Yeah. Because you don't really want to be breathing any kind of powder stuff into your lungs. And if you have a ceiling fan on or an air conditioner blowing or a heater even blowing, you know. I don't know what temperature is where you are. You could be down under and in spring or fall or winter or something. Anyway, yeah, that. So I'm not necessarily showing you all the pulls as we are pulling them off, but we will show them. And this is about a typical length video for me these days. I don't know that it's 30 minutes, but it's probably somewhere around there. You can speed it up or you can slow it down. In which case, either case, my voice will change depending on the speed that you're listening to. Because recently someone told me I talk too slow, which I found incredibly funny. Well, not rolling on the floor funny, but it was like, oh, really? Yeah, speed me up because I do too. Here's the gold again. I think it's this blue one I wasn't that crazy about. I mean, it's okay. It's all right. You know, maybe 2 weeks from now I will love that one because, you know, it all depends on what kind of mood you're in. Anyway, we're just moving along. Some of them I overprint, which means I pull more than one print off the monoplate. You know, I'll cover some of them up, some of them I don't. Some of them I love right away. Some of them I love, and then I get the background paper, you know, that paint off the edge of my deli paper just smears on there. Yeah, sometimes that happens, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. But hey, you know, mono printing is not perfectionist unless you're doing the actual mono printing where you are making a picture one layer color at a time print kind of thing. Okay, and that fuchsia color just grows. It's, yeah, faster now. Yeah, it's gonna get so fast. It's gonna be like, oh, live turtle action. And sometimes you cannot see the alcohol colored powder, but I do like the effects. So this is definitely, and of course I had plenty of powders, you know, left over, and those have been kept. Oh, speaking of how you can sprinkle them on, you notice I'm just sprinkling them on with my fingers there, you know, just kind of thing. Y'all know my instant coffee in the salt and our pepper shaker style? Oh, this one's going to make a cool print. It ended up in one of my favorites. Okay. Anyway, these powders, you can put those in a salt pepper shaker. Okay. And yeah. And y'all know what I did. I wiped my hand on my shirt. I'd stick it in one of those colored powders and sprinkle it on there, and then I'd wipe it across my belly, because that's what I do. So don't wear good clothes. Well, you already know that. Don't be wearing good clothes when you're mono printing or dyeing paper, CB. Okay, just don't. Don't do it. Anyway, that turned out to be one of my favorites. Okay. So I am trying to use the dilution. So that's mostly what you will see me use. I don't think I listed them in the description as dilutions. I believe I put various brands and colors of acrylic paints because, yeah. I think the most consistent color was the gold and then that white. Okay. And I'm so happy. You will get to see me empty the gold paint bottle. You will get to see that. Okay. So I knew I would have issues with TH a voiceover on a continuous wash, rinse, repeat type video such as mono printing. And that is indeed, because we're about halfway, and I probably have pretty much told you everything you might want to know. So now we're repeating. That one gets another coat later on, and it becomes spectacular. Like I said, some of them are okay. Some of them I might like next week or week after. I particularly liked that one I just pulled off. I like that one. Grunge, y'all. Think El Grunjo. That is a brown color paint. And I don't think any of the powders showed up with that one. See, it all depends. It all depends, y'all. Do you have opaque, translucent, or sheer paint? Okay. I don't typically pay any attention to that. I'm like, yeah, I want that color. I'm sure I would do better if I paid attention to translucency and all that, but I'm just here for the fun, y'all. Just here for the good time. Gold. And not real gold, but a gold, and it leaves an interesting shimmer. I'm just saying, because it does leave an interesting shimmer. And we'll just keep on keeping on. And some of them ended up being double-sided, and most of them did not, because I'm just playing. And I thought I'd bring you along. See, that particular one, when I rubbed my hand over it, the colored powder kind of smeared around, but it doesn't always. And later, especially with the graphite, it won't necessarily fall off your paper, but if you scrub it or you go over it with a wet medium, the graphite might smoosh around because that is its nature. Okay? Because the powder, the alcohol colored powder, is so sheer, it's not going to show up as much as smeary like the graphite does. Okay? Now I'm going to insert a little disclaimer here. The processor on my little laptop is fine. It does just fine. But when I really, really, really speed up the videos, sometimes the processor doesn't quite keep up with the video. All right? So there may be hiccups and or pauses from time to time. I don't know why. Can't do nothing about it. It's just one of those things, and I have to. It's the law to try to do an okay-ish voiceover, because like now there is absolutely nothing happening on my screen. It's like I've totally disappeared and I'm just chit-chatting. So in a second, I'm going to pause my voiceover. Okay. You won't notice necessarily. I hope not. And then let the video catch up. Okay. Okay. So now we've caught up. So I don't even know what we were watching while I was talking, because my screen was frozen, but it kept going. All right. So, oh, that's one of my favorites too. And that's the other one of my favorites. It's like, oh, y'all, some of these, I don't even want to use them because they're my favorites. Because, you know, I might screw it up. And I will never, ever, ever get another print exactly like that. Because that just don't happen. Not for me. Not for me. Anyways. So now my screen is not moving again. And I thought about singing some songs for you. I don't know. Is it time for one? You think? Okay. Musical, musical, musical interlude. Just a musical interlude. For you, for me, just we, musical interlude. Maybe it was this blue I wasn't that happy with. It's pretty dark. I think it was navy. I don't know. Did I use a bottle or other bottle? I know one bottle's just like the other. Not really. Did I use a squirt bottle or a craft paint bottle? I don't know. They're okay. So, anyway, we're just moving along, chit-chatting. And like I said, sometimes the powders show up and sometimes they don't. Sometimes we get colors from the other acrylic paints that we've used previously. And at some point, that's when I tend to clean up my mono printing plates. It's when I'm through for the day, okay, or the week, whatever. And I clean them up. I will sometimes, once or twice a year, actually use dish soap and running water. And I pull all the little crusty bits off the edge. You know how the edge get all dried up crusty bits? With packing tape, okay? And then I wash it with soaps and waters. And then I will tend to go over it with, oh my gosh, really? The hand cleaning gel. Oh, bless my heart. You know, sanitizing gel. And that's real nice to use on these. And I will kind of like massage that in a little bit. And then I will rinse that off. And then I pat it dry, pat. And then I will put, I'm going to say baby oil. You don't have to buy baby oil that smells like baby oil. Okay? Just know that. Because I'm not a big fan of baby oil smell. But I like lavender. Anyway, yeah, that kind of thing. And now we are in the flip-flop portion of our video. That one's fun. Some of them are really fun. Anyway, I think I don't actually show you all of them because it felt like I found a pile over to my left and it didn't get anyway. But I did photograph my favorites. So there will be an extensive photo montage. See, it's not actually rubbing off, but I almost think if I put, you know, like a damp baby wipe across it, that it might. So fair warning. And some are printed just on the front. I think I said that before. And some are printed on front and back. And some are just portions because they were the little side leftover portions. Okay. Not that crazy about the blue ones. Although they're kind of growing on me today as I'm looking at them. Love that one. Yeah, it's a braying off. Oh, it's got a booger on it. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Well, obviously, and there's probably some I'm not a big fan of, but some of you may really like them because that's the way it goes in art, isn't it? Love that one. Love that part. El Grunjo people. And I like that one from here. The backside in real life is not as bright a yellow as it appears on the camera. Just saying. We'll have to see the photos. Love that one. Love that one. I do. I like the crunchy ones. Oh, yeah. It's okay. It's okay. So now I'm just pulling out some of my favorites. And we will be taking a look at the photo montage, which is basically just the favorites. Trying to get the camera to an angle where maybe you can see the depth of the prints, because yeah, some of them are amazing. Ta-da! Photo montage. That was so cool. Anyway, it's hard to see the depth. You know, sometimes you just need a real life 3D kind of view to see the depth. And there are, you know, color variations between different cameras and you know, computer screens and TV screens and whatnot screens. But it was fun. My actual printing session was really only an hour. I know. I was just scooching along, getting busy with it. The part where I colored the alcohol ink, I think I did that maybe 20-30 minutes. And then, like I said, I let it dry over a weekend in the cabinet so it wouldn't blow away or, you know, whatever. And every once in a while you can see some of the alcohol inked powder color. Okay? Not real often. It was not a failure. No, not a failure. It's just not necessarily as great as I had expectations for, but I am very happy with it. And I will be using my leftovers again sometime, sooner or later, at some point in time. And I may even make another color or two. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see when that day gets here. Okay? Anywho, I appreciate each and every one of you. Kind comments, likes, shares, and subscriptions. Have you subscribed today? Thanks for watching. And happy arting, y'all.